This is Big Bend National Park, an explosion of color on the Rio Grande in the middle of nowhere, West Texas. If you didn't think Texas had sweeping mountains, dramatic peaks, and endless mountain views, prepare to be wowed. This is 48 Hours in Big Bend National Park.
On my way to El Paso, Texas.
In a park as big as Big Bend at over 150 square miles, it can be hard to narrow it down to the highlights, but I think I did a pretty good job.
It's snowy where I live now. Oh yeah, Lake Tahoe, famous ski area.
I actually began in the Big Bend Ranch State Park with one of the best river views you can find for the sunset. This area is known as Big Hill, or if you check on Google Maps, it's called Dom Rock, named after a bottle of hidden Dom Perignon from the movie Fandango. Be sure to get there around 45 minutes before the sun actually sets, because it goes down those canyon walls quickly. You'll be able to find this on the scenic Highway 170 just past the town of Lajitas. From here you'll be looking out at the views straddling Texas and Mexico, partitioned by the meandering river as the sun sets. It is stunning. All right, here's my room. Very cute. There's the Super Bowl. I think I need to get up around like 5:30 tomorrow for the sunrise I want. But if I go to bed, as long as I get 8 hours, I'm good. And I don't think this is the kind of place where there's rowdy people. So hopefully that works. Early the next morning for sunrise, head deep into the park for the Lost Mine Trail. It provides stunning sunrise views.
Good morning, it is 6:06. I'm up, I'm going to drive about an hour. I'll hike for a little bit and should just get some really nice views of the sun illuminating the mountains. There it is. Okay. Huh. Lines too, huh? Early morning or evening, cool.
Okay, a blog post I read about the best sunrises in this park said that her favorite view is about a mile into the trail. I think that means I got about a third of a mile left. I'm battling time though. You only need to hike in about a mile on the trail to watch as the rising sun paints the rocks red and then gold, sweeping out across the valley in the distance.
Well, this is nice. It's starting to light up too.
So I was the first one here when I got here like a half hour before the sunrise, but now the lot is almost full. Word to the wise. After taking in the beauty solo, I headed to Panther Junction to meet up with a local guide. So I just met up with Steve Dyer of West Texas Tour and Transport.
Hi there.
He's a local and he's gonna show me all around Big Bend, which is good because it's huge.
It's a big place and it's beautiful out here and we hope you come to visit.
What's the first stop then?
First stop is the dinosaur display, which shows you the wildlife that was living here a long time ago. And then we're going to go to Santa Elena Canyon and do a little hike in the canyon. And there's going to be a great big view at a place called Sotal Vista. And I think you'll like that.
Our first stop was the dinosaur exhibit to get a look at the hoodoos in the distance and a little bit of history of the area.
That is large. So is that.
There was a enormous volcanic explosion that they say was many times greater than Krakatoa east of Java, rocked the world and created a lot of the landscape that you see here now.
From here, you could hike all around the hoodoos, but we decided to head back towards the park entrance for the Ross Maxwell Scenic Drive. This was my favorite drive in the entire park. taking in views of the backside of the mountains that I had been hiking in that morning.
This is an absolute must-do when you come here.
On the Scenic Drive, there are several little side hikes and overlooks that you can do, including the easy and very worthwhile Sotol Vista overlook.
Love the purple cactus, the purple cactus.
Big Bend is the product of volcanic activity long ago. In a lot of ways, it reminded me of another one of my favorite desert national parks, Death Valley in California. So now I've gotten back in my own car and I'm following Steve-O up there, and we're going to Santa Elena Canyon, which is like kind of the postcard place that everyone seems to go when they come to Big Bend. I'm excited to see that, so I'm gonna follow him and then hop back in his car just so that we're not doing a whole bunch of back and forth, because this park covers over 800 acres apparently, or maybe, don't quote me on that. Is it 800,000? I'm not very spatially aware, but anyway, I'll write it somewhere here. I'm excited about this one.
What you're looking at over there is separation between the United States and Mexico. The left wall is Mexico and the right wall is the USA. See how the river goes through, and when it cuts through the canyon, it cuts the countries in half.
The Santa Elena Canyon is iconic in Big Bend National Park, and for good reason.
Look, it's a heart.
Standing in Texas and looking across the Rio Grande River to Mexico, I truly felt like I was in two places at once.
Wow. We climbed all that.
Yes, we did.
So I'm standing in Texas, but that's Mexico right there, right?
Right.
Right. I think Keens were the way to go, but I didn't get that memo. It's okay though. My feet were hot. Your feet are hot anyway, right?
Yeah, the feet are hot anyway.
Yeah, might as well get them wet. Thank you so
Bye,
much
guys.
for showing me around.
It was my pleasure. I enjoyed it very much.
Nice to
Thank
meet you.
Nice lady.
Later on that evening, I had a choice to make. Most people go to the Windows, a famous rock formation in the park that perfectly frames the setting sun. But I had seen the other side of it from the Ross Maxwell Scenic Drive, and I knew that I wanted to go back and watch the moonrise and the sun paint those mountains red. Although you can't go wrong with which area you plan to watch the windows from, the only benefit is I had it all to myself. There is another place that is supposed to be good for both sunrise and sunset. So I was thinking about going there, but then on the way to Santa Elena, I just kept seeing this beautiful view at mile marker 3. And so I followed a little dirt and gravel road down here, and I just think this is gonna look amazing with the sun like reflecting on it. I wanted to do something that was a little bit different from everybody else, although I think the windows is probably a really good choice, especially if you only have 48 hours here. So I'm doing a little bit of a gamble with this. So I'm gonna wait out a little bit longer for it to like set and paint the mountains like a golden red. I recommend checking out the moon phases when you're in Big Bend, because if you happen to get there during a new moon, you could see this. Bright and early the next morning, I made my way back into the park to hike the Grapevine Hills to Balanced Rock. Or at least that was my plan, but I was in for a little bit of a surprise.
That does not look ideal. That really doesn't look ideal. I didn't know it was like a 6-mile dirt road, but I'm racing the sunrise, so let's keep going. I think after all of that, waking up like an hour and a half ago to do this, I don't think I'm gonna drive any further on this road. I only have a half-mile left, but that just doesn't look good. I just don't think it's wise to keep going. I think I'll miss the sunrise if I try to hike from here. There's nowhere to pull off anyway, so this is frustrating, but I'm not gonna do it. Ugh. Wish I'd done more research. Time to Austin Powers this turn. Okay. Actually, after like a 50-point turn, I did find this little parking area. So I'll miss the most of the sunrise, but I don't want to give up after coming all this way. So I'm gonna hike that last mile on this road and then the mile into the viewpoint. You know, sometimes you just gotta make lemonade. Okay. Here's to when you think you're making the logical, easy choice and life just freaking laughs at you. Just laughs at you. Here we go. I'm off to see the view looking back from this very phallic rock. All right, sun is just beginning to illuminate those hills. So I should be able to get to my spot by the time this illuminates. Beautiful. Sun is starting to light these up too now. Wow. Ooh. It's just about to light this up. There's the tripod. There is the view. Oh, stunning. Let's see what this not at all phallic shaped rock is all about, huh? We're here. Oh my gosh, what? That's gorgeous. This is also very nice. Right over there, those mountains, that's where I watched the sunrise, where we watched the sunrise yesterday. I'm sorry, but that rock also looks like a penis. I mean, is it just me seeing them everywhere I go? I don't think so. So pretty. That's the trail I was just taking pics on. So this would be another nice angle. All right, that is it, friends. That is the balanced rock. I would say it's more about the journey than the destination with this trail, because the surroundings are beautiful, unless you're like really a phallic rock enthusiast. Okay, which I am. The Penis National Park. What does that look like? Just penises everywhere. A penis. You said a sea of penises earlier. Penises. Could not be more accurate. Well, I gotta say, Big Bend is super cool, and if I had more time, I definitely would have hiked the South Rim because it looked amazing as well. So you could consider doing that with today if you're filling up for a 12-miler. Big Bend is a gorgeous spot out west. Definitely rivals a lot of the other beautiful things out west. And if you're gonna be out here, honestly, you might as well go to White Sands because it's just north of here in New Mexico. I spent a month traveling New Mexico last May. It was amazing. So check out those videos next. I've got tons on this channel about Utah, California, Nevada, all kinds of tips for you traveling in this part of the world. Mwah! See you soon.